Hello and welcome to TradeFlow Television,
bringing you valuable analysis and actionable intelligence
through the global commodity markets.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Major Chinese copper smelters have so far seen limited impact, like delays in river transportation, after flooding caused by torrential rain in several provinces, including the copper hub of Jiangxi, sources and analysts said on Monday. Jiangxi province on Saturday issued its highest flood warning, while China raised its flood response alert on Sunday to the second highest level as heavy rain battered regions along the Yangtze River. Jiangxi Copper Co., one of the country's biggest copper firms, has not been impacted much by the floods as most of its transportation is via railways, said a contact at the company's securities representative office.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Saudi Arabia's oil exports in August will remain the same as in July as the extra barrels the kingdom is set to pump next month under an OPEC Plus deal will be consumed domestically to meet rising power generation demand, industry sources told Reuters. Saudi Arabia often burns more oil, estimated at about 550,000 barrels per day (BPD), during the hot summer months for power generation. This summer the demand for oil burning is set to rise more than last year due to COVID-19 movement restrictions which have forced millions of people to stay home. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and others led by Russia, known as OPEC+, have been cutting oil output since May by a record 9.7 million barrels of oil per day. Under their agreement, after July the cuts are due to taper to 7.7 million barrels of oil per day until December.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Agriculture consultancy ICA said on Monday it had downgraded its forecast for Russia's 2020 wheat crop to 76.5 million tons from 78 million. The downgrade is due to weaker than expected crop prospects in the southern, central and Volga regions, Moscow-based ICA said in a note.
Next we have agricultural price moves.
U.S. corn futures extended losses on Monday to hit another near two-week low as improved rain prospects for the Midwest eased concerns about crops being stressed during key summer growth stages. Soybeans also slipped further as rainfall was similarly expected to benefit field conditions for the oilseed. Wheat edged lower, consolidating below a 2-1/2-month low struck on Friday when a lower than anticipated government estimate of U.S. wheat production added to uncertainty about harvest risks in major exporting countries. The most active corn futures on the Chicago Board of Trade were down 2.4% at $3.36 -1/2 a bushel by 11:59 GMT. They earlier fell to $3.34 -3/4, the lowest since June 30. Corn fell 3.4% in the previous session. CBOT soybean futures were down 1.0% at $8.81 -3/4 a bushel, near the session low of $8.81, the lowest since July 1. CBOT wheat was down 0.7% at $5.30 -1/2 a bushel, easing back from Friday's peak of $5.39.
We will now take a look at energy price moves.
Oil prices dropped on Monday on a record daily rise in global coronavirus cases with big spikes in infections over the weekend in the United States, while traders await an OPEC technical meeting expected to recommend an easing of supply cuts. Brent crude fell 61 cents, or 1.4%, to $42.63 a barrel by 11:27 GMT, though prices have been hovering around $42 for a couple of weeks. U.S. crude was down 64 cents, or 1.6%, at $39.91.
Moving on to metal price moves.
Copper prices reached two-year highs on Monday in a buying frenzy, triggered by worries over strikes and supplies from top producer Chile, and flooding in China. Benchmark copper on the London Metal Exchange, LME, traded up 1.9% at $6,537 a ton in official rings. Prices of the metal used widely in the power and construction industries earlier touched $6,633 a ton, its highest since June 2018, and up more than 50% since hitting four-year lows in March.
Finally, we have the most recent news on the financial market.
The US dollar edged lower on Monday as investors looked to upcoming global economic data and US corporate earnings to gauge whether guarded optimism on the economic outlook is justified. The dollar ended its third week of losses on Friday as investors bought into risk-sensitive currencies on bets that the worst of the pandemic's sweeping impact was over. The index that measures it against a basket of major currencies had slipped 0.2% by midday in London to 96.481. The euro rose 0.34% to $1.1338, maintaining its slow uptrend since late last month. The British pound lost 0.1% to $1.2605, off its three-week high of $1.2668 touched last week. The Australian dollar added 0.4% to $0.6975. The dollar gained against the safe haven Japanese yen, to 107 yen and 10 sen, up 0.14% on the day. That is all for today's news on the commodity market. Stay tuned to TradeFlow TV as we continue to provide you with more updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow TV1, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop.